So, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, time flies, we had a D-Day observance at On Target Guns, and we put a call out to find as many World War II veterans as we could, and we had several gentlemen there, and I met Bruce Miller that day, and Bruce is in my studio right now. Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Let's take me back to right before D-Day. As far back as you want to go, the day before, a week before, as you are training and preparing for D-Day, tell me your recollections.
Oh yeah, we trained quite a while. A year on the English Channel before we invaded France.
And what was your job? What was your job on D-Day?
A machine gunner, what I went in for, but I carried ammunition in, see? 88 pounds of ammunition on my back. And the Lieutenant Murphy said, fix bandage when we got about 100 yards off the beach.
That didn't help much, did it?
No.
Can you, I'm sure you can remember, can you articulate for us your feelings, what was in your mind when you were on that boat pulling up to the shore at Omaha Beach? What was going through your head?
I was scared. I'll tell you for sure. They was ringing the ramp with machine gun bullets, see, the Germans were. And when that ram, we dropped that ram, I took off to the left, see.
Can you describe your first couple of minutes on the beach? Was it just pure chaos?
Yes, it was. And I stepped over, we went in like the 1st and 2nd and 3rd battalion, and I was the 2nd battalion. And the first one, I stepped over a guy who didn't have no legs anymore. He had them both shot off above the knees, you know. That was something.
Was he still alive? Do you remember?
No, he was dead.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Bruce. The plan was to basically have those German pillboxes gone through naval shelling and dropping bombs and so forth, and that didn't really happen.
That didn't happen, no.
Yeah.
They said that there was too much overcast. There's going to be enough bomb craters if we could jump from one to the other, but they wasn't there. So.
Yeah. When you first hit the beach and you first hit the deck, how did you take shelter? What did you get behind?
The flood wall, sea wall, board, yeah.
Yeah. And then how long did it take you to get up over that and start moving forward?
Well, my sergeant, he said, I was on one raised my head up, and he said, Bruce said, we're going to go through the fence so place and load it with a Bangalore torpedo for TNT, see? And that's where they went.
What was your view?
I went up the hill, but I had, and I got pinned down up on top from a pillbox, and it took quite a while before I got away from that.
Yeah. And how long would you say it took from the time you hit the beach until you hit anything resembling safety? How long were you?
Oh, several hours. Once I got moving, then we reached our objectives that day. It was place we're supposed to, be on.
Yeah. And were there just dead soldiers everywhere? I mean, you said you saw the one guy.
Oh, yeah. On the beach when we moved up, yeah.
And did you have to walk over them and crawl over them and run past them?
You had to walk over them, see.
Yeah.
But we come back down a couple of days later looking for stragglers, see. And the tide had brought a lot of them in, and it's like driftwood on the riverbank, see.
Yeah. Once you reached relative safety that day where you could at least relax a little bit, did you sort of break down at all? Or did you, what did you do once you made it somewhere where you weren't getting shot at anymore?
I stopped, thank God. I was the second wave. The 1st battalion was the first wave. Went off of Thomas Jefferson, come in on them LCPs. And then I went in on the 2nd wave. They keep one battalion right after another supposed to, but the Germans didn't act too fine if that kind of pees them off, they interrupted.
Interrupted.
Bruce, how often do you, if you're not being interviewed about it, how often do you think about D-Day, just in general?
Oh, it was awful. In fact, as some writer, he was writing about the war, you know, and he said that was 116th Infantry I was in. He said that was a day it visited hell. And he was right.
Yeah. Do you still dream about it?
Oh, you wake up and sweating once in a while, and then you're glad it wasn't taking place anymore.
Yeah. What do you dream about? What do you dream about it?
Oh, about that war, yeah.
Just being there again and
Yeah.
and going through it?
Mhm.
Did you lose any good friends there that day? Obviously, you lost a lot of comrades. Any of your buddies?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see any of them die?
No, I didn't see them another die, but
Yeah.
we lost our executive officer, captain. He married a girl in England. I did too. And anyhow, her first husband got killed at Dunkirk in '39, and he got killed there on Omaha,
Yeah.
Lieutenant Williams.
Now, Bruce, I don't know about you. When I'm frightened, I get really mean. I think I would have just been the meanest guy out there that day. Were you angry at the
Oh,
Germans?
yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I was mad about what was happening. Yeah, I'd have done anything to kill another German, you know.
Yeah. And I read here in the article that it was frustrating because you didn't have anything to shoot at.
That's right.
It's not like you could identify there's...
You couldn't see him.
And were they mostly in those pill boxes? Just...
No, it wasn't. That's a complete line. Norway was a barrier up there that they were behind, see? Concrete. And
Yeah.
they were shooting off of the hill down at us.
After D-Day, that even came close, comparing to...
Oh, yeah.
Well, what came close to D-Day later on?
I was on my machine gun up near St. Clair, France, on top of a hedgerow. And I thought I'd lock the bridge and clean it. You had a toothbrush, see? Get the dirt out of it. Might be going to use it in a few days.
Uh-huh.
And there's some sniper out there in the apple tree cut right down my head, and that bullet just cracked when it blew my ear. And there was a guy down the hedgerow away from me. He had a BAR, and he'd opened up and he hollered, "I got him, Bruce." So that made me laugh then.
That's the way the war's supposed to be. Now, you earned 2 Purple Hearts, correct?
Yes.
What were those injuries?
About 4 days after we landed on the beach up in Berryville, up on top, they taken a sniper out of a church steeple and went as far as a 50 caliber machine gun on that bell. He come down. He couldn't stand the sound. Give up, and he told us, said they're going to shell this, Germans going to shell this town at 8 o'clock, and nobody would listen to him, see?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 8 o'clock, them shells started coming in from everywhere. I ran and laid down in the curb, and so, you know, have some protection. And there was a shell hit out in the middle of the street, and I got it hit me right above the right eye. I cut a place.
Mm-hmm.
Then later on, I got shrapnel wounds up in Germany.
Yeah. Now, to us, guys my age, who, you know, learned about World War II from our fathers, my dad was there in the South Pacific, and watched movies and things like that, you're amazing. You're an absolute hero. Do you feel like that? Did you feel like that?
No.
Why not?
I don't feel any better than anybody else.
And see, that's what separates you from me.
You should.
Guys
You
like
should.
you just
Yeah.
did your job. You just did what you were there to do.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be calling myself a hero.
Yeah.
I'd be wearing a shirt that said hero. That's what I would. Bruce, it was great to meet you last week. I'm honored to call you a friend. Thank you so much for being here today and talking with us. We wish you the very best in the future.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Bruce. Going to take a
Yeah.
break. We'll be right back.